Instant reaction. Damn. Uh, just finished the game. It's 2:40 here in the Czech Republic. You can see, but it is 2:40 p.m. That is. But yeah, tough afternoon. Really, really rough loss against the Pels, where we just didn't have enough, man. We just didn't have enough, and yeah, it sucks. It just sucks because, well, obviously, if Steph makes that 3 ball and it's tied, we have a chance. But I mean, I think the Pels were just better and more locked in. And anytime Valanciunas wasn't on the court, they were just a better team, honestly. Valanciunas playing just 16 minutes made sense because anytime he was on the floor, as you can see, the plus minus here just does not lie, man. With Valanciunas on the court, we had a chance and we were the better team. Without him, they were clearly the better team. Still, I would have liked to see more tries. I know most of the plus minus comes from the Valanciunas minutes, but just 21 minutes seems an awful, well, not enough. Both played 23 minutes and didn't have an impact tonight, felt like. I thought Chris Paul maybe should have played a little less minutes and you should have played Steph more minutes. I know he played yesterday. I know he played 36 minutes yesterday, but I mean, that's the difference, right? Their main guys were ready to play 40 minutes, 37, 38, even though they played last night, right? Zion was the only one under 30, 37 minutes, essentially, and he still played 36 minutes, 34 seconds. Trey Murphy played 42 minutes, right? So they're just a younger, better team. And it did not help that we didn't have a Kuminga who could match their youth and athleticism. Wiggins tried his best to get to the free throw line at least, but I thought he kind of got overwhelmed in the game, in my opinion, honestly. I felt like after that second quarter run the Pelicans had where they shot like 10 of 13 from the 3-point line, Wiggins to me felt overwhelmed. Like, he was not ready, man. And honestly, you could say the same for Draymond. Honestly, you could say the same for Draymond because he was not ready to shoot the ball at all. He shot literally 0 times. I know he did an okay job on Zion, but to me, it was a little overrated in terms of the impact it had because Zion was still, at the end of the day, really good. And I know he shot 11 of 26, but I thought Zion outplayed Draymond nonetheless, especially defensively, because Zion was sensational defensively and we were not able to get at him the way they clearly wanted to, and the way they were able to get at Valanciunas, who is just a horrible pick and roll defender and probably their weakest link in a way, funny enough. But Zion, I thought, still did well, and honestly, Draymond to me got a little lucky with some of the foul, some of the calls that they were not giving, Zion, in my opinion. But maybe I'm just hating after a bad loss. Obviously, we did an overall really good job on Zion, but it did not have a lasting impact, and everyone else killed us, literally. From the 3-point line, they were just so hot. Some of it was just too great of an offense, but some of it was just not bodyguarding CJ or Trey Murphy, honestly. Because Trey Murphy, I know he hit some really tough shots, but you still did not face guard him. In the fourth quarter, he had a wide open, essentially, 3-pointer for a guy like him with his quick of a trigger, with the way he plays. We were not ready for it. And CJ was on one. I thought he was going to have a bad game since he had a great game yesterday, and it felt like it in the first quarter where we were able to slow them down pretty much completely. But he turned it up a notch and was sensational. Probably the best game I've seen CJ McCollum play in, against the Warriors in a clutch situation. Obviously, he had that game 7 in Denver, I'm pretty sure it was, right? So that was probably his best game of his life overall. But against us, I don't remember him playing better at the most. At the times he was needed the most. That's the biggest difference, in my opinion. He was just clutch tonight. And that one goddamn rebound Dyson Daniels had after his miss, that was the biggest difference in the game. Steph then got hit with CJ's magic, man, and shit was over. Pretty much, even though we still had a chance, obviously. But yeah, it was tough, man. Steph just 32 minutes in a must-win game. He was really good in the fourth quarter, but had really bad turnovers and some really bad timely ones. So at the end of the day, it does not really matter. Shout out to Moses Moody. He did really well at the end of the third, start of the fourth. Klay was really off 6 of 19. 6 of 19, but what can you do, man? What can you do? At the end of the day, Steph showed up, but I don't think anyone else really did of the main guys or of the veteran guys. And they just had more talent on the floor at the end of the day, honestly. Their defense was sensational. They were prepared for all our actions, split actions, split screens, Steph ball screens, Klay ball screens. They were really well prepared for it. And Zion really did a really great job switching, man. I thought he just played sensational defensively, Zion. And that second quarter is what's really cost us at the end of the day, because they just killed it. Now, it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway. I mean, it would have actually mattered because, well, the Kings lost to the Suns. And that fucking sucks because we would have been the 8th seed. And we would be playing the Pelicans most likely in the 6th, 7th spot. I mean, 7th to 8th spot. But now we're the 10th seed. And we're probably not moving out of that one unless the Kings lose to the Blazers and we beat the Jazz. We would get ahead. That is a way if the Kings lose to the Blazers and the Lakers lose to the Pelicans, which the Pelicans obviously have everything to play for. And Brandon Ingram is returning against the Lakers. So if they beat the Lakers and we win against the Jazz, we are not the 10th seed at least. And the Pelicans, obviously, like I said, have everything to play for there because they can't, even though the Suns do play the Timberwolves, who are playing for the 1 seed, they obviously don't want the Suns to get ahead of them, even though they obviously have a really tough opponent in Minnesota, which is fighting for the number 1 spot, which now with the Denver losing, you have Dallas against Oklahoma. If Oklahoma wins, they're the number 1 seed. And Phoenix against Minnesota. If Minnesota wins, then they're the number 2 seed. And obviously you have Denver in there, who all of a sudden is now in a really weird spot because they choked it away against San Antonio, of all teams. Shout out Wemby, man. Wemby's been just special. And I'm excited for the Spurs next season, let's just put it that way, right? But yeah, it sucks. It really does suck. Anything else I should add? What else is there to say? I thought we had an appropriate energy early on. I thought they were ready. Everyone was ready to start us off. But that second quarter run just caught everyone off guard. Steve didn't call a timeout. Not nearly quickly enough, or not nearly enough timeouts, in my opinion. When were our timeouts in that spot? Timeout. We had a timeout when it was 29:35. And then at 38:35, which was an appropriate timeout, but we still were overwhelmed there. And there should have been at least one more timeout in this stretch where we were getting absolutely destroyed. And anything else to add there? I don't know, man. I'll give you all some more thoughts tomorrow once I get my head a little level-headed, and I wouldn't be able to do this tonight. So I'll just give you an instant reaction. Yeah. Our chances are probably gone, even though if you were one of those people who thought we could beat Minnesota and OKC, that's why we had to be in the 7th to 8th spot. Now it's looking like as long as we get into the playoffs, we could get a chance at OKC or Minnesota. But I mean, obviously winning 2 games is much harder than just winning one of the 2 or just 1 in 1. So yeah, I don't think we're doing anything. And yeah, Steph twisted his ankle in that fourth quarter also, which is obviously bad news. And honest to God, I would shut him down. I would just say, I know, but man, we've just had nothing, man. And I would shut Steph down, honestly, if the ankle is tweaked and not great, because I don't think we have anything to play for. if I'm being completely honest. Just let Podziemski, Kuminga play. Honestly, sit Draymond also out. I know he's been better, but I just feel a different type of wave after this season about him. And let the young guys play. That's my honest opinion. If I'm keeping it a buck, I would, if Steph's ankle is an actual injury, just sit him out. Just sit him out and live with how it ends. Anyway, the playoffs start very soon. We play on Sunday against the Jazz. I'll give you an instant reaction to that one since it's at 9:30, and I'll hit you all tomorrow with a video about this game where I have more thoughts about the game in it of itself, if I do have them. Anyway, as always, be kind to yourself and to others. I'll see you all tomorrow. If not, then after the Jazz Warriors games on Sunday, which is still tomorrow for me, but probably Monday, midnight, after midnight on Monday, so, or on Sunday, but you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, as always, be kind to yourself and to others. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all, man.